Hello everybody! Welcome back to Humankind. Today I'm starting up a new game. You're going to be seeing a full edited playthrough of this one. Why? Because it's particularly spicy. I'm playing with a super culture pack, and you know what? I could describe it, but actually let me just show you what this is all about. Ugh, what a mess. Okay, I did it. Right, here's this done. First Neolithic era out the road. I've got this reasonable territory. Kind of weird, very northern. At least I've got copper and horses. Let me show you what this is all about. Boom! Have a look at all these options, and I would remind you that this is just the ancient era. Of course we have the classics, but also a whole load of new DLC cultures created by the community for Humankind. This pack takes some pre-existing ones, merges them together with a whole load of other ones, my god, you've been working hard, and brings everything together to add 30 new cultures to Humankind. Some of them you've seen before. In fact, here we have the Karalans, the very first DLC culture, I believe, that was added to Humankind through the modding tools. I'm gonna pick up one of these bad boys and give them a run. Okay, so I went with the Viet in this case. I'm not sure why that has glitched out. I haven't seen that in my testing. Maybe it was something I did, I'm not sure. But ignore that because I promise actually all of these work really well. What I want to show you in particular though is what I do best. So let me build up a small base and I'll show you just that. Firstly though, it's important to note, what do we do? Well, we have a unique warrior that is fierce. It doesn't care if it gets damaged. That's massive in the early game, actually. I love that promotion. And then we move through to bronze working, and we need copper to build this drum maker. Our unique district, it loves strategic resources and industry, kind of like maybe the Joe for strategic resources, instead of the Joe for science, like we know the default culture in Humankind. And of course, as luck would have it, I've got horses and copper right here. So this is a great start for me. Let me get this set up. Okay, this is good. More strategics. A ludicrous lack of luxuries, but more strategics is good for me. The thing that I'm really struggling with at the moment, though, is all of the tech that I need to set up to get this online. Particularly on a faster game speed. I'm not sure about this Viet culture. I mean, I have to get calendar bronze working and city defense just to start to get my districts online. It's an expensive setup, it better be worth it. Okay, one more technology to go, and then I can build my district, although it's probably gonna be quite useful for me to actually be able to attach horses, so I'll need to grab them too. Alrighty, next step. Get the copper online. We can do it in a turn with a little bit of min-maxing. Lovely. Get a religion. It's useful for me because I managed to get 2 cities online very quickly, thanks to my massive influence generation. So hopefully that will help us out a little bit and slightly make up for the fact that I'm only now just getting this district online. 13 industry, 2 faith, and 4 influence. That is a pretty good district. Influence and faith, of course, arguably more useful in the early game than the later game. If you can snowball both of them, you can probably win them both. I'm not sure if it's worth the investment, though. Let's have a look at this one. Okay, 15 industry. So it's similar to the Mycenaean district, but doesn't provide stability. Yeah, I'm not sold on it. I'm not sold on it. Okay, so I've just earned a shed load of stars and built up a small army with a couple of our unique warriors. We're gonna send the army in maybe against these independent tribes who seem to love pillaging everything that I own. Ooh, a challenger approaches. Let's see what we can do with these bad boys, and then we'll move through and choose our next culture. Gonna move right up around this guy, and yes. Now, regular viewers will know that this chariot is probably the scariest unit in the era. Very strong, 23 combat strength. However, my dudes are doing very well against it. Even from the low ground, it's what I would consider to be a favorable move. Fantastic result, a great unit, who is, just to remind you, fierce. Doesn't take damage from being weak. In fact, It actually gets a bit of a kick out of fighting strong chariots. And great success was had. Good stuff, good stuff. Alrighty, let us have a look at the next era. Who have we got here? So many freaking DLC cultures. I love it. And look at all of these interesting units and interactions, right? +1 industry per district fortification on district. Influence per territory, 1% for religion. I could maybe make use of that. Whoa, the science. +15 science from this fort. Yes. Yes. Bowman. Yes. Scientific fort. Per mountain. Oh yeah. Let's do it. Stopped that from happening, which is nice. Send the reinforcements up and cover that. What I'm wondering is, where is this district hidden? My bowmen are in standing army, and we need fortifications. Okay, that's fine. We'll go fortifications, standing army, and philosophy, and those will be our 3 key technologies. Trade expeditions afterwards, of course, so that we can sail a boat. But really, I'm interested in this cliff. Cliff Pueblo. Ooh, okay. We need to quickly take out these ones so that they can't reinforce. Yo, that was painful. Alrighty, Cliff. 19 science, 6 industry. Oh, mountains, sweet mountains. Watch this. This district alone is going to double my capital's science. Overnight. Amazing. Grab the extra city cap that you offer. And why not smash out another one of these? This time we don't even care about being adjacent to any mountains. I just want +10 industry and +11 science. I'm gonna smash some gold out to get it because it's also a fort. This is insanely powerful. This is nuts and I love it. I kind of want to get my bowman upgraded before I move in and take this city. We might as well, you know, take advantage of things. However, it's important to note that because this is a fort, we can build it with influence on our territories. So take a look. As this territory now starts to produce 19 science, you know what, actually, I might just make this one into a city as well. Why not? We're going with the max city, no attach strategy, apparently. What the heck's going on here? Some random barbarians trying to take one of my cities. You cannot. These citizens aren't too strong for you. Alrighty, upgrades are plenty. First up, my archer becomes bowman, doubles its combat strength, and it can cross cliffs, which is kind of nice. And what are you going to upgrade into? Just a swordsman, but it's a pretty impressive upgrade, so we'll do that. Let's see what they can muster. Maybe if Pueblo wants to also contribute, that would be nice. Here's one I destroyed earlier. Thank you kindly. Military stars along the way. Doesn't hurt for an incredibly scientific empire like me. I just need to check. Yeah, I've got organized warfare. Okay, good. I just had to make sure. Okay, so we've got this bowman here ready to support, and then we've got the main troops just moving around to try and find somewhere they can attack from. It should really be the south. So let's do that. I wonder if my bowman is strong enough by itself to take out 2 melee units. If it hid in a fort, it would be. Let's see. This will be a really interesting test for this one unit. Chuck you back there. Oh yeah, it's real good. Brilliant. Of course, the fortifications and high ground helped, but even without it. It's also time for us to move through into the medieval era, era number 3, and choose a culture. Obviously, we're going to go with one of the new ones. The Incans have definitely captured my attention. They love mountains. Overpopulation on all cities plus 5% industry. That is fascinating. 5 food per mountain is huge. The terrace farm could make it even more ridiculous, but let's just quickly check a couple of others just in case. This looks like faith, trade, king are us. Influence on research and faith on research. This would be pretty good for us too, actually, because of our forts, right? Oh, and there's a combo. Oh, don't tempt me, Palas. Don't tempt me. We know the Swiss. We'll put them to one side. I'm gonna have to go with the Inca, but it's a really close call. I just want to embrace mountain life that little bit more. And also, of course, a very appealing image. Let's do it. Whew, they are pumping out units like there's no tomorrow. What I might do is use my incredible bowman again here and just play that same strategy that you saw me do last time. Thankfully, when it comes to setting up our cities, we can jump straight in and build this district. And take a look. I think this is the first time that we've been able to actually build on the mountains rather than next to them, which is great because we can make use of tiles that would otherwise perhaps not be useful. It's also nice that I can choose any mountain I like. I don't have to build next to a district. This is very good and very interesting. 21 food, 9 industry, and a couple of extras for good measure empire effects. That is a juicy, juicy district. Every city is going to embrace this. I think we should also capitalize on our faith a little bit here and get the Angkor what for +1 food per faith. My first wonder. Well, I'm not sure why that had to drag itself out over 2 turns. However, you'll be pleased to know, strategy worked. Oh no, and they disappeared! We didn't even get to siege the city because we were too busy destroying their units around the outside. Also, wait, wow, hello. I'm actually better off to just place it here and move it rather than walk my sorry backside over there. However, this is incredible. Let's also use this harbour to be a land bridge down here. Yes. Let's go have a wee look-see. We do like strategics. I'm gonna get +5 science for my strategics. Horses. Grab their harbour. And we're away laughing. Alrighty, Pueblo, you're going to build us a holy site here because you matter. Your territory sucks for it, but I'm not actually worried, so I'm just going to smash it up here in the middle of absolutely nowhere. Get you an incredible district first. Boom. And then everybody else can help this out too, I think. Try and keep our religion going strong because we have picked a few cultures and stuff that are leaning us towards some extra faith generation. Oh my god, it's so worth it to just attach every one of these territories. Every time I attach one that has a mountain especially, my yields just go nuts. Like extra 20 food, extra 20 science, potentially 20 industry. I don't even know what the yields are, but they're amazing. Trade everything with our neighbor Tinker here and try and build up at least one good relationship in case we want to choose some cultures that benefit from trade down the line as well. Also, copper and horses, can't go wrong from a needy Tinker. And we should really get Angkor what over here in the capital next to all of this fun stuff. One Angkor what later, and I'm going to start introducing myself to my neighbors. I think that trade is a little bit more important than we've given it credit for so far, so I'm going to try and build up some trade routes. And why not introduce myself to the Celts as well, the peanut butter Celts. Let us see what you've got. Nice. Brilliant. Amazing. I'll take your obsidian first, of course, because it's an industrial one. I'm keen to build things, and then we'll just fill up on salt, sage, and incense. Name a better combo, I'll wait. Seeing as I've got the trade routes online, it becomes important also to make sure that I'm connecting some of my economic infrastructures here too, so that we can make the most of those trade routes and get maximum value. More copper and horses coming into my collection here as well. Very good. I'm going to try and expand out and get strategic trade with as many people as I can. Maybe my faith is paying off a little bit here. To be honest, I'm not quite sure. Missed out on a few goodies. I'll go for observe feasts to buff my harbors. Looks like we're on par with everyone else, which isn't bad for humankind difficulty. And, of course, blitz mode as well. It's, probably the hardest combination of game speeds and difficulties. Well, I mean, obviously, for difficulty. I'm going to queue up this holy site here, because if you look at my religious map, you can see how far my religion is spreading at the moment, and it's just not quite in this territory as well. So I'm going to try and build up the religious pressure in the adjacent territory. It'll act as a boundary, right? A strong wall to stop these foreign dodgy religions coming in, but also it should help us with our aggressive pressure to try and push out here. I've just realized I haven't even been using my industrial ability. So I might use that, and I might actually use it to just cheeky claim Notre Dame as well. Why not? Get some extra faith. Let's do it. Let's trade everything. Ha ha ha. Iron, horses, and copper. Of course, all of these are adding an additional 5 food or industry to my cities, and that's snowballing on top of that as well. So very big deal. It's also going to help my stability a lot. We shouldn't have to be building garrisons every second tile now. Notre Dame! Completed. Fantastic. We're a little bit short on districts here. I'm not really getting my builder stars, and it's hurting me. It's hurting me quite a bit, actually. So, just gonna quickly have to try and spam out a few districts somewhere. Ooh, the Mongols. Brilliant. Oh, wow. Okay. Let's get the 1% science on our holy sites, turn them into scientific buildings. Thought about getting the extra faith, but I don't actually think that's a very good idea. Whoa, the Mongols are having a field day. Woohoo! Okay, so I'm just settling this little island to the north of the capital. Here's the capital here. I think I will turn it into a city, but I might just check. Seeing as we're going to move through an era soon, and I will be ready for Seafaring Mastery if I cancel those, might just hold off so that we can get some free infrastructure and just focus up on doing a couple of things, running a few errands before we grab that. To get the expansionist star for the minute, I'm going to attach this territory. Real quick, just literally to get the expansionist star, and then I will detach it next era and turn it into its own city. I need to fight 1 unit to get my military stars, so upgrade my bowmen and swordsmen into our new units, right? The Great Swordsman and our unique Mountain Slinger. These warriors have lived their entire lives in high mountains. Acclimatizing their bodies to thin air gains +3 combat strength when on high ground. Wow. Sweet. Looks like our investment in our industry is paying off. We have a lot of trade routes, but also quite a few cities, so I'm just going to get more industry. Let's just buff ourselves and be good and do good things. More holy sites, don't mind if I do. And we're at 40 pop in the capital. Amazing. I can probably support that even more. Get all of those completed while we're still on Super Builder Mode 5 million. Okay, so here's a look at the absolute mess that is the world. You can see mostly small empires due to the fact that the world was far too small for the number of players in the game. It's particularly messy on this border here. Memphis has got no one in it right now. An opportunistic 1,000-year-old warrior might step in. Unfortunately, I'm running out of time, so I'm going to have to ditch this culture a little early and go for a new pick. Who do we want to try, Mapuche? Minus 90% unit upkeep for the rest of the game. Ha! Hey, it's Jumbo from the future, and I'm briefly interrupting this very exciting early modern era pick to let you know that this is part 1 of 2. There's just too much good stuff, particularly in the second part. I don't want to spoil anything, but there is something that I thought would be average and ends up being ridiculous. Anyway, I won't tease you any further. I just wanted to say, cut in here to let you know there'll be part 2. It's already recorded, so don't worry, I'm not going to lose the save file and just lose this series. If you appreciate this kind of work, which is more lengthy than some other processes, I would love a like rating. Otherwise, please do tune in next time. Thanks everybody. I'll see you then.